Con number 3 if you want to learn about new ways to deal with wolves. Wolves, a predator native to Europe and Asia, are becoming an increasingly serious problem in the United States. Initially, they were brought into the country for hunting and recreational purposes. However, wolves quickly adapted to their new environment and have become an invasive species of concern. Wolves have caused many worrying problems for the agricultural industry and local communities. One of the biggest problems is that they hunt livestock, causing loss of livestock numbers and great economic loss to people. Farmers, especially sheep herders, are often victims of mass attacks from wolves, which leave scores of sheep injured and severely damaged. The appearance of wolves also caused confusion and anxiety in the local community. People living in wolf-infested areas often face financial and emotional pressure, and they feel unsafe in their daily lives. However, to solve this problem, there are many measures that can be applied. Trapping is a traditional method used to capture wolves and control their numbers in specific areas. Additionally, hunting wolves is an effective method of reducing their existence in the wild, although there are environmental protection regulations that must be followed. Farms can also implement enhanced security measures, such as building fences and using spotlights along with hunting dogs to prevent wolves from entering farm areas. This helps protect livestock and crops from coyote attacks, while also creating a safer environment. In addition, monkeys are also one of the invasive species whose numbers are increasing rapidly. They are everywhere on the streets and often attack people in tourist areas and beaches. Monkeys can transmit infectious diseases to humans and other animals through close contact, posing a threat to the health of humans and wildlife. They also cause heavy damage to fruit and agricultural farms, with their intelligence and agility. A sudden increase in monkey populations can cause many problems for people in agriculture, from attacking and destroying farms to causing economic damage and worrying communities. Local. Monkey hunting could become an important measure to control this condition. Monkey hunting not only helps protect farms from their destruction, but also ensures food sources for the community and maintains a stable economic life. Additionally, controlling monkey populations also helps prevent the spread of disease and protect human health. However, monkey hunting needs to comply with regulations and laws on environmental and wildlife protection to ensure sustainability and protect other animals from being affected. Monkey hunting should not be considered an absolute solution, but needs to be combined with other measures such as establishing monkey sanctuaries and educating the community on how to live in harmony with them. Next is the wild boar, an animal native to Europe, which was brought to the United States for the original purpose of hunting and entertainment. However, no one could have expected that they would quickly adapt to the new environment and become one of the invasive species of concern in the country. The wild boar's adaptation not only benefits them, but also causes many problems for agriculture and the environment. Wild predation often destroys crops and orchards, reducing yields and harvests for farmers. This infestation not only causes economic loss, but also threatens the community's food source, because they not only steal food from farms, but also compete with wild animals, causing damage to the ecosystem. Furthermore, wild boars' adaptations are not limited to destroying crops, but also polluting the environment. They often have difficulty disposing of waste, and their consumption patterns can pollute the environment and harm water sources. control wild boar numbers and reduce their impact, there are a number of measures that can be taken. Using traps is a traditional method to help control their numbers in specific areas. In addition, hunting wild boars is also an effective method to reduce their existence in the wild. However, this needs to comply with environmental and wildlife protection rules and regulations. It should be noted that controlling wild boar populations needs to be done in a considered manner to ensure sustainability and protect other animal species from being affected. At the same time, it is necessary to research and apply other solutions to protect the natural environment in agriculture. Although wild boars originated for recreational and hunting purposes, they have become a worrying threat to agriculture and the environment. Managing and controlling their numbers is an important task to protect human lives and livelihoods. What do you think about America's way of dealing with wild boars? Please share your ideas on how to deal with wild boars in the comments section below. Since just 13 wild rabbits were brought to Australia from England in 1859 by a wealthy man named Thomas Austin. Their overpopulation has caused many negative problems for nature and agriculture. Governments and farmers in Australia have used a variety of measures for more than 100 years to control wild rabbits, from fencing to extermination. Burroughs has implemented biological control measures, even injecting viruses into rabbits and releasing them back into the wild. However, with favorable living conditions and rapid reproduction, the number of wild rabbits in Australia continues to increase rapidly. Although at one time up to 98% of the total number of wild rabbits increased rapidly, female wild rabbits, once exterminated, usually begin reproducing as soon as they reach 5 to 6 months of age. Currently, female wild rabbits in Australia usually give birth to 4 litters. Each litter has about 7 to 10 babies. They hide mainly in squirrel burrows and are only allowed to leave when the mother rabbit feels safe. Baby rabbits will feed on their mother's milk for about 4 weeks before transitioning to solid food. According to research by the Invasive Species Solutions Center in Australia, Most wild rabbits will separate from their mothers when they reach a certain stage. After about 4 to 5 weeks, these wild rabbits are weaned and begin a new independent life. They will burrow and live wherever there is a food source and less disturbance, such as a backyard garden or on a hillside. Basically, any place in Australia can become an ideal habitat for them. Currently, there are approximately 287 million wild rabbits in Australia, with about 177 million rabbits being born each year. These hundreds of millions of rabbits are distributed across 71% of the country's mainland, and they have the ability to burrow naturally. While young wild rabbits are often preferred prey for carnivores like feral cats or dingoes, the number of rabbits killed each year by predators is only a small fraction of the total rabbit population in the area. The animal is adaptable except in areas with a lot of clay and sand, such as in northeastern South Australia. Currently, New South Wales, Queensland and Victoria are the states with the largest wild rabbit populations in Australia, with New South Wales home to approximately 65 million wild rabbits. The negative impact of hundreds of millions of wild rabbits on Australia's ecosystem includes the decline of natural vegetation and grasslands, linked to overgrazing by wild rabbits. Just one wild rabbit can make the entire lawn of an international standard football field indestructible. An adult wild rabbit typically weighs about 3.3 pounds and needs to consume 7% of its body weight each day. The burrowing habits of hundreds of millions of wild rabbits in Australia not only cause serious erosion and destruction of the landscapes in which they live, but also create other negative impacts on the environment. Competition with native animals in the fight for food is also a major problem presented by wild rabbits, the impact of which poses a serious challenge to the ecosystem and native animals in Australia. Threatening some 322 plant species and posing a major challenge to ecology and agriculture. Australia's wild rabbit population is 11 times larger than the country's population and costs the government more than $215 million a year. Australia, with the problem of wild rabbits rampant, the Australian government allows anyone to hunt them in unlimited numbers and encourages people to organize hunts to reduce the number of this invasive species. Each of these cute stray cats can kill up to 1,000 native animals each year. This situation is getting worse, and increased pressure from feral cats could quickly lead to other animals being pushed out of the ecosystem. Australia's National Science Agency SASO has reported that each year, feral cats kill an average of 1.8 billion animals in Australia, equivalent to about 2,000 native animals every minute. Aware of this situation, The Australian government has allowed citizens to participate in wildcat hunting activities. But this can only be done with a hunting license and in strict compliance with government regulations. The goal is to reduce the number of feral cats in the area, maintain the ecosystem, and ensure safe and effective hunting. In 2023, approximately 21,000 cats were euthanized in an effort to reduce the feral cat population. Night hunting is practiced, with many feral cats hunting possums in the mountains and others hunting at night in remote and arid regions of Australia. The hunting instinct of wild cats makes them work effectively at night, but they are unaware that there are eyes watching them and guns, aimed at them to optimize the effectiveness of hunting wild cats. Many people also participate in night hunting. It is a law of nature. To catch a predator, you must appear when they are hunting. During the hunt, farmers can use means such as guns to end the threat of feral cats. However, the encroachment of entire feral cat populations continues. Their claws have penetrated deep into Australia's ecosystem, especially in autumn when food is scarce. Feral cats will hunt small animals to secure a meal, and they even move close to residential areas in search of food. Controlling feral cats becomes a challenge in locating them. Hunting feral cats requires a lot of effort. Hunters often use specialized lighting systems combined with infrared lights, helping them clearly see the target and location of wild cats during night hunts. However, things are not so simple, because these cats are very clever and sensitive. They have the ability to sense their surroundings quickly, along with good night vision. Once they have identified the target, they quickly rush in to catch their prey. Therefore, hunters need to be extremely cautious, because wild cats can run away or even attack if detected. A night hunting group usually needs at least 2 people to support each other, and everyone must hide quietly, observe and wait to spot the target. They move their hunting gear towards their intended target and carry it back to their body. This is not only an arduous hunt, but also brings exciting experiences. With the feeling of not knowing when wildcats will appear, the excitement from discovering and defeating them is something that will definitely make you happy. This joy comes not from killing, but from the clear awareness that each shot can help stem the encroachment of feral cat populations. At least, discourage them. In addition to hunting feral cats, trapping feral cats is also allowed in all parts of Australia, with the goal of reducing the number of aggressive predators. Although feral cats have only been present in Australia for about 200 years, they have left a destructive mark on the Australian landscape in recent times. Australian farmers have strong plans to limit the invasion of wild cats, proving their determination in the fight against these cute-looking killers. Hunting methods include using rifles, traps, and hunting dogs. The combination of these methods depends on the specific conditions and scale of the agricultural areas. Using a rifle is the most popular of these strategies. It requires technique and hunting skills from farmers or professional hunting groups. Traps and hunting dogs are also integrated, although less frequently used, but still very effective, especially in areas with large fields such as corn, wheat, peanuts, and vegetable fields.
This is interesting. Oh!
Implementing these measures not only reduces the likelihood of crop damage, but also effectively protects the agricultural sector. Flexibility in choosing methods and integrating them based on local conditions and scale of production can be the key to achieving high performance in controlling pheasant populations and minimizing the negative impacts of they. To deal with pheasant when organizing hunts, choosing the right place and time is important, usually hunting in the early morning or evening. Hunters often approach by observing pheasant and following tracks to determine where they commonly appear. Their presence can vary depending on environmental conditions and management plans, but estimates from the United States Department of Agriculture indicate that about 3 million pheasants are hunted each year. Ghost hunting is an important part of the pigeon control strategy in South Texas, where they became a serious invasive species after being introduced from Mexico and Central America in the 19th century. This invasion is not only by its ability to adapt to new habitats, but also due to its rapid reproductive rate and lack of natural enemies. Area South Texas pigeons have adapted well to a variety of environments, including the city. Rapid fertility is a prominent feature of the South Texas pigeon, with the ability to lay 2 to 3 clutches per year, each clutch containing 2 to 4 eggs. This is particular to the environment in the United States, which lacks natural enemies for them, allowing them to grow without difficulty. The agricultural industry in the United States is facing a major challenge due to damage caused by South Texas pigeons. They are suspected of feeding on many important crops such as wheat, corn, peanuts, and sunflowers. According to estimates by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the total damage they cause to agriculture amounts to about $700 million per year. control the situation, pigeon hunts are often organized, especially in South Texas. These hunts are often organized by nonprofit organizations or government agencies, aiming to predict harvests and minimize their impact. The hunting process typically involves gathering at predetermined locations, using a shotgun to shoot the birds, and then collecting the captured South Texas doves. The number of birds hunted annually in the United States ranges from 50 to 100 million, with high concentrations in states such as Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. In addition to hunting, there are other control measures implemented to minimize the impact of South Texas doves. This situation, along with the Jess wild snow dove problem, has become a serious challenge to agriculture and the environment in the United States. Millions of bats are creating a major challenge for farmers and ranchers in the United States, posing significant economic and environmental problems. Solutions to control and minimize the negative impact of bat populations on agriculture and the environment is an important topic for discussion. Each year, bat attacks not only bring the risk of rabies and dangerous viruses, but also create significant negative consequences for agriculture and rural economies. The U.S., the Environmental Protection Agency, has estimated economic losses of up to $700 million per year due to invasive bat populations. This attack puts great pressure on farmers, from reduced milk yield to reduced animal weight, while also increasing care costs. This poses a serious challenge to both agricultural enterprises and the stability of the rural economy. Although there are places like Texas that are famous for bat hunting, the sudden increase in bat populations poses new challenges. A coordinated approach, combining environmental management and the application of new technology, can help reduce damage and ensure a balance between the survival of bat populations and the sustainability of agriculture. This includes developing unique and effective solutions to control bat populations, protecting farmers and the environment from the negative effects of this worrying attack. Please share your opinions on possible solutions to face this challenge. Invasive bat populations in the United States not only pose a health threat, but also create uniquely dangerous situations for farming and ranching communities. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, every year at least 200 people fall victim to attacks by these bats. The most worrying thing is when they often attack humans while they are sleeping or working in the barn. Rabies, a threat to both humans and animals, is a dangerous consequence of these attacks. Bats are the natural host of the rabies virus and are capable of transmitting the disease to humans and other animals through attacks and bites. In the event of a bite, seeing a doctor immediately for rabies vaccination becomes important, and it is considered the only way to prevent the spread of rabies in agricultural environments. Additionally, bat populations also pose a threat to crops. They often chew leaves and fruits, causing significant damage in agricultural production, especially in farm areas located near dark areas where bats fly. The degree of sky cover during times when bats are typically active, especially at night, creates difficulties for agricultural environments and increases the risk of crop damage. Fruit eating by bats, especially at night when they are active, is causing challenges and changes in communities. This problem not only affects farmers' income, but also has a major impact on food supply and nutritional value for the community. Every day, the threat from bat populations becomes increasingly serious, posing major challenges to the security and sustainability of urban environments. The surge in bat species adapted to urban life has placed significant pressure on urban areas. They looking for stable and easy to find places to find food have become quite a challenge and have a significant impact on urban life. Their invasion not only causes nuisance to the community with noise at night, but also has the potential to transmit dangerous diseases to humans. With nocturnal habits, bats often fly around buildings and residential areas in the evening, creating a feeling of insecurity and discomfort. This condition not only affects residents' sleep, but also causes problems with daily activities. In addition, bats can also cause negative impacts on people's property. The act of identifying wooden objects and damaging the roof not only causes economic loss, but also reduces the quality of life of residents. To deal with this problem, some areas have adopted the method of using nets to cover crops. This method is done by stretching nets over the growing areas that need protection. These nets, often made from a variety of materials such as nylon, polypropylene, or steel, need to be designed to be small enough to prevent bats from reaching the tree, but large enough to allow light and air circulation. These are specific and effective measures in minimizing the negative impacts of bat populations on urban life in the United States. Mesh has become an effective solution widely used in many fields and especially in states such as California, Arizona, Texas, and Florida. According to estimates, the net crop area in the United States is up to 500,000 acres. Netting is an effective method of preventing bats from attacking crops. but it also comes with some disadvantages. A study by the University of California, Davis has shown that netting can reduce bat damage by up to 90%, but that comes with challenges. Mulching can be expensive and can hinder crop growth, as well as make harvesting difficult. Furthermore, bats can carry many dangerous diseases, from rabies, Chaga disease to Hansen's disease. For people who work in agricultural environments and are exposed to bats, protecting themselves from infection is extremely important. Wearing gloves is essential, and when coming into contact with bats, it is important to repel them immediately. In the event of a bite, cleaning the wound with soap and water is important to prevent rabies and protect personal health. The most important first step in dealing with the risk of a bat invasion is to immediately go to a medical facility for rabies vaccination. Rabies vaccination is considered the only measure to prevent rabies, especially important because it directly affects human life. In addition to reducing the risk of bat invasion, people also need to limit the use of pesticides and increase awareness of environmental protection. Implementing these safety measures not only protects human health, but also contributes to maintaining ecological balance and keeping the living environment safer. Protecting bats is not only a matter of human health, but also of environmental sustainability. If you have any of these experiences or remedies, please share your story with us in the comments section below. We can learn from each other and create innovative solutions to deal with invasive bat populations. If you find this video useful and interesting, please click the like and subscribe button to together build a community that cares about environmental protection. Although the sudden increase in elk populations has caused many challenges, farmers and regulators are implementing many measures to deal with this encroachment. Elk, the largest mammals in North America and Europe, attract attention with their impressive size and enormous strength. Elk weigh up to 1,800 pounds and can grow up to 7.5 feet tall, making them one of the strongest creatures on land, even surpassing the size of a small truck. Appearing in the United States about 10,000 years ago, elk have experienced a gradual decline in populations, but recently, the population has increased sharply and they have migrated to southern areas. The sudden growth of the elk population has created many problems, especially in the area of transportation. Each year, There are about 1,500 traffic accidents caused by moose, affecting rural and suburban areas especially seriously. The economic costs associated with these accidents are estimated to be as high as $1.3 billion per year, including repair and medical costs. To address this problem, measures such as strengthening habitat management and promoting population control programs are being implemented. However, the challenge remains great, requiring close collaboration between communities, regulatory agencies, and environmental experts. Not only do elk damage the agricultural industry, but they also have a devastating impact on farmers and growers. They like to eat important crops and fruits such as grass, corn, beans, apples, and grapes. According to a U.S. report, total losses to the agricultural industry from Fish and Wildlife Services caused by elk are estimated to be up to $500 million per year. In addition, elk also pose risks to visitor safety in forested areas. Each year, there are about 200 attacks by them on forest tourists, especially in areas such as Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and Montana. To ensure safety when driving in elk areas, it is important to slow down and remain aware of your surroundings. Avoid making noise to alert them to your presence, especially when they are guarding the flock. If you encounter a moose, stay calm and avoid contact. In case they become aggressive, stand still and leave slowly to avoid conflicts and ensure everyone's safety. Compliance with safety measures is key to reducing the risk of accidents and attacks from moose, especially for drivers living in rural and forested areas. Slowing down while driving and remaining attentive to your surroundings can protect people from unwanted situations. Elk hunting is a popular population management method widely used in many countries around the world, including the United States, Canada, and Europe. This method not only helps control the elk population, but also ensures balance and stability in the ecosystem. However, elk hunting licensing regulations can vary depending on the ecosystem and regulations of each country and state. Most importantly, players need to comply with safety rules, including a minimum age of usually 18 years or older and completion of hunting safety training. The licensing process also involves paying a fee, which typically ranges from a few dozen to a few $100s. However, these costs are often considered to outweigh the benefits of controlling elk populations. When participating in hunting activities, players need to pay attention to some important things to ensure safety. Choosing a safe hunting location and using hunting equipment properly is very important. Timing also plays a role as elk are often active in the early morning and late afternoon. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, approximately 200,000 elk are hunted each year, contributing to population control and reduction. However, to achieve the best results, players need to conduct hunting activities responsibly and safely, while adhering to basic requirements for appropriate clothing and food. Information from the Fish and Wildlife Service indicates that to achieve success in preventing the growth of invasive species populations, solutions such as hunting have been implemented. If you have another idea or solution that you believe is better, please share your opinion below. Don't forget to discuss, subscribe to follow upcoming videos, and please share this video to spread the word to your friends.